SD cards may be really small, but they're actually one of the most important components in your field setup. I want to talk to you about a few best practices surrounding their use. All of this FieldTemp hardware is great, but it doesn't do any good unless you get data from it. The data are stored on these micro SD cards, and they're inserted into the SD slot on the HMI in the logger. Now, the main thing with SD cards is don't buy off-brand cards. We've had really good luck with SanDisk cards, but any name brand card should do just fine. There are the standard quality cards, like you might use in a camera. Some of them are gold quality or UX10. There's all these different classes of cards. For higher rate cameras, you don't necessarily need those, but I generally try to buy the best quality card that I can find. Now, what we've discovered recently and really like are the SanDisk Industrial line cards. These cards are meant for high read-write environments. They're meant to be in things like security cameras that can experience extreme temperatures, high and low. I use it in my dash cam, and these haven't failed yet, whereas some of the other less expensive cards have in our brutal southern summer heat. The other thing to keep in mind is your card should be no more than 32 gigabytes. So generally, these data are very small. We're collecting it once a minute at most, but most of the time once an hour from some number of sensors. Gigabytes of storage are going to last many, many years. One of the biggest issues we see is improperly formatted SD cards. While your Mac or PC has disk formatting utilities on it, we recommend you use the official SD card formatting app. That is going to be linked down below in the description. You're going to format those cards with a FAT32 file system and give them a useful name instead of just having a bunch of cards called no name. So you could call it data 1, data 2. You could name it to match the serial number of your logger, whatever you'd like to do there. Just make sure that, again, those cards are 32 gig or below, not SDXC. Okay, so now you're in the field. You've got your SD card, you've got your logger. We recommend inserting the card and removing the card when the logger is off. Now, sure, there are safety mechanisms built in, but it's just best practice to only remove and insert these when the unit's in a safe state. So I'm going to put the SD card in the SD slot, and we designed this slot to be recessed on purpose so that you can't accidentally bump the SD card out when you're closing the lid or messing around with pressing config or something like that. If you don't have any fingernails like I don't, it can be hard sometimes to push that card far enough down in there. You can carefully use the edge of a small flat blade screwdriver, or my preferred technique is a credit card. And don't worry, this is my Chamber of Commerce card, so you don't get my credit card number today. But I'm just take the edge of it and press on that to get it down in there if I'm having any trouble. That's an easy technique to install and remove them. Then, now that the card's in there, I can go ahead and turn the logger on and do my data logging. When I'm ready to retrieve my data at the end of my campaign, or I want to check it, I'm going to turn the logger off and wait a few seconds to make sure that any in-progress writes finish up. This does have a capacitor bank and write safeties in it. And then I'm going to press again. The SD card pops out. And now I can put this in my computer using whatever SD adapter I have. So there you have it. A good SD card and something to insert it with is all you need to get your data logging in the field reliably.